Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Tech Team Toronto's channel, where we're going to do from Mario to Master Race, unleash the power of Nintendo PC Emulator. So we're going to go through a bunch of emulators and see which one works, which ones don't, and how they work and all that good stuff. So without further ado, we'll start it off. Okay, so make sure that you subscribe to the channel, share the video, and like the video on your way in. The whole idea behind the channel is if I have a technical project to do, I share it here. Note the idea in the video itself could be the technical project that we are doing. Also, you can find us on X, formerly known as Twitter. Um, so be sure to find us there. This is our handle. Follow us on X, is known as Twitter. This is our handle. That's where we are. That's what it looks like. And that's what we're going to do. Also, note that your support is greatly appreciated. Thank you very much. Visit our link tree. Our link will be in the description as well. And you could also scan the code on the screen. All right, so let's talk about the specs of the Nintendo. This is the 8-bit system. It has a processor, a 6508 8-bit, using custom Motorola 6502 class, processor speed of 1.79 megahertz. The resolution is 256 by 224 NTSC or 256 by 239 PAL. Colors available are 52. Max colors on screen 16, 24, 25. Max sprites 64. Max sprites per line 8. Sprite size 8 by 8 or 8 by 16. Picture scroll 2H.B. RAM 16 kilobit or 2 kilobit. Video RAM 16 kilobit or 2 kilobit. Minimum max cart size 192 kilobit or 4 megabit. Sound is PSG sound, 5 channels, 2 square wave, 1 triangle wave, 1 noise, 1 PCM. So that's kind of the specs. It's minimal specs compared to the hardware that we deal with these days. Um, and that I find that really interesting and intriguing. All right, so here are some of the emulators that we're going to be working with today. We're going to work with Messen. Messen is the most accurate NES Famicom emulator available. It supports playing all licensed games ever made for the NES. Then we have Nestopia UE. Nestopia is a very good NES emulator with very high accuracy. We have BizHawk, which is a multi-system emulator designed for tool-assisted speedruns, TAS. Then we have JS, which requires at least a Pentium 133 MMX preferred and a good video card with 2D acceleration. And that's not all. Some of the other emulators that we are going to feature in this presentation are the following. Virtual NES. Virtua NES is a relatively new NES emulator from the Japanese origin. Actually, it's very old. It's actually one of the very first emulators I dealt with. RetroArch is another emulator, front end from the Libero API. Let me go back. RetroArch is the front end from the Libero API, effectively a multi-system emulator, and then we're going to deal with Higan. We're going to try to get these to run, and we're going to see what we can find out about them as we go. So we're going to start with Messen. And so first things first, working on the configuration, select, just take a moment to do the initial setup. I'm just selecting what looks to me like the controller that I'm using, which is a PlayStation 4 controller or something of that nature. Once you have your selections made, I just left everything else selected, and then everything was good. Um, you'll find that all emulators work more or less. Some work better than others. Um, so we'll just like try to load the game that I set up. But I just wanted to take a quick, look through the settings and at least show the frames per second. And I also wanted to, just look over the preferences look at the different settings, and I just went to playing my game. I couldn't get the sound out because when recording with OBS, I didn't realize at the time it cannot record gameplay for some reason, so the sound came out really weird. So the game we used in the test is Friday the 13th. The sound came out really messed up, but we'll just let it play the gameplay. And during the course of making this video, I actually learned this and figured out what the problem was and used different capture software for capturing gameplay from the emulators. Um, but I'm gonna get a few zombies. Now we're gonna take a look at Nestopia UE. All right, so this is just me, just basically setting it up. You know, got Friday the 13th loaded, and early in the video, I didn't have the sound right. I think one of the issues is too. Let's see, I wanted to show frames per second. Let's see if I can max out the screen. So there you see it right there. So it looks okay, but I don't know if I got my controller to work with it. And the sound is still, I tried to see if there was something I could do about the sound. One of the things I'm using is remote audio. And I just wanted to see what my sound options were. Tried it in stereo. And then see if I could work with the pad. So I selected the wireless controller, clicked OK, and got it to start, I think. So we'll see what happens here. I don't think I was able to get my controller to load with this. That's the challenge of getting an emulator to work, is getting it to work with your controller set up and all that on your system. And it might require a little technical work of going in the back screens and trying to get things to work. So on we go to BizHawk. So we'll try out this emulator. And so I just go through some of the configuration. Check that my sound. I have several options for sound, and I thought this was a fix, just going in and doing the remote audio, but that wasn't really it. So we'll load the ROM Friday the 13th. And the sound didn't really want to come through, so I maxed out the window, and that's what I got. Okay. So I wanted to see what I could do for the display, and I said, screw it, you know. And then it was a matter of getting my controller to work. And sometimes your controller will talk to them, sometimes they won't. Stay tuned to the end of the video, and I'll kind of tell you what my best ones were. So we got our controller working. We're in. I got the screen to get a little bigger for us. And tried different audio settings, hoping that would fix the problem. But it was because at this point in the video, it's because you can't record some things with OBS. So I tried that. It's an option as well. Open. So I really didn't know. So we went on with the gameplay just to see what we could do. We take the hint, use the torch to light the fireplaces. Then I go through. And more or less, all of the ones that I could get to work in this video work. I mean, you could play them, they're playable, but just some have more options than others, and some are laid out more differently. See, that sound's trying to come through. I was tearing it up there. Trying to get to that house, but I get so disoriented on this map, trying to figure things out. I'm way off. So you have to get way, over there. That side of the map, and I'm over here, Alright, so we're going to move on to JNES. Let's see, I didn't get too far with it for some reason, so we'll see what happens here. Go. Nice. Go for my ROMs. I have a big collection of ROMs from what I downloaded years ago. Trying to see if I can find Friday the 13th. And we got it to load. But, like what happened was like I full screened it and something crashed and became unresponsive. So I don't know. So we'll just like try to run it like this and see what happens. And another issue too is I might not have been able to get my controller to work with this. Let's see. So I was just going through the different settings, just seeing what I could find. Yeah, I don't think I got it to work with my controller for some reason, but I tried. I'm using DS for Windows. It works with most things. It's a low latency system. So we went select the input. I think that did it. That's the key. So always check the input and see what you get. But on to Virtua NES, I am very familiar with this package because I've worked with it back in the day. So we have it up and running already. Wow. This game brings back memories. I'm right there at the house, so let's see what we could do. Ooh. Oh man, he got me. And then the house down there. And I gotta go all the way back up there from down there. I don't have the weapons that I did before. Oh man. Well, I got a torch. Time's running out. But I got plenty. See, I'm up. I kind of think I'm up where I need to be. Can I make it? I think I'm in the wrong house. There's no thank you or nothing. So I'm gonna get out of the house. I only got so much time left. Time is ticking. He's after the children, and I'm at the wrong place. Wish I could just teleport. This game was one of the hardest games. Alright, now we're going to take a look at RetroArch. RetroArch was one of my favorites between that and Virtual NES. There are two. This one, I struggled to get it to work a little bit. So we'll take a look at what I did. Basically, I went through the different menus. At one point, what you have to do with this is you have to load a core, which is representative of the system you want to use, whether it's a Sega Genesis or a Nintendo. And then you have to load the content for that core. That was what I had to learn about this system, which is pretty cool. But it's a pretty good emulator. I saw the potential right away. I mean, it's got everything you need. The menus are laid out. It's nice and huge. Can't beat it. So we'll see what we could do with the different menus. These are the different menus that you get. It recognizes my DualShock Box 360 configured controller. But I was lost at first. But once you figure this out, so I'll tell you right away once again, you got to load the core. Here it is again. And then you got to load the content. I believe I loaded the core, and then I downloaded a Nintendo core, and I guess you could see that right behind me. It's called Quick NES 1.0 WIP. And I'm just going to load up the Revenge. And it says load up the archive with the current core. And then you got my game loading. I used to play this all the time back in the day. So this was another, this was one of my favorite, emulators after I got it to work. So I was just getting through the screens at the beginning. I was pretty much confused with the buttons though. Ah, cool, got him. So I'll just play through a little bit of these stages until I get out. I'm a little rusty at these games. It's been so many years that I've played them. Okay. On to the next part. I mean, the sound is great, and the sound is great on all of them. But some emulators, like I like this emulator right here, the retro. I guess it's the retro. Let me look at my notes real quick. Yeah, the RetroArch. I mean, it was a little complex to use at first, but I got it figured out. And the thing I like about Double Dragon 2 is it's a very challenging game, and they like to get you in very trying positions. Yeah, I was playing this all the time back in the day. Ooh. I love that kick. That roundhouse kick, that was my thing. But it's hard to do. You got to get the buttons just right. We could do it. Sometimes you're in the flow, sometimes you're not with that kick. Okay. And I like how it's got a nice full screen to it. The action, there's no latency and lag. I like that kick too, it's very powerful, it gets things done. Even the soundtrack of this game is awesome. And we're not quite finished yet, so stay tuned. Ooh, he's getting me. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yeah, I'm a little rusty at this game. Got him. Alright, so we're on to the next stage. I don't get very far into this next stage, but we'll try. I mean, first thing I do... Look at that. I mean, this is great. I mean, before today's the PlayStation and all that, this is what we had. I mean, it was 1989, 1990, 1991. Those are the years I played this. Guess I'm showing my age now. Okay, up the ladders we go. Ooh, that helicopter was mean. Ooh, I got myself kicked off the ledge there. Throw him off the ledge. And this game has some interesting difficulties. Wow, very challenging enemies there. Especially for a guy who hasn't played in a while. A computer knows best. I'm very happy that we could get the sound to work by using a different program than OBS to capture the video. Now this stage is very challenging here. Like, I don't play very many games, but this was one of the games that I knew, and there's a few other ones that I knew pretty well too. Oh. Yeah, it took me a little while here. I got a little challenge with this enemy. Ooh. I'm very close to dead there. The key to this is get that roundhouse kick in and get it at the right point. Oh man. If you're trying to punch him, He's got that knife, and that's it. But luckily I got through that, and I got on to the next stage, which is another challenge. Like, I beat this game before. Alright, so we're in the chopper stage. I don't like it too much. It's a very challenging stage. Ooh, I almost went out the door too. Uh-oh. He went out the door. Gonna ensure that they go out the door. Not me. Yeah, get rid of that guy. Ain't out of the woods yet. That guy is serious there. Oh my, I'm in trouble. Out the door I went. See, that was it. Game over. You know. Alright, and then we tried Higgin. Or Higgin. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but we'll give it a shot. I just didn't understand it. I didn't really get too far with it. So I didn't really put much time into it, but I'm sure it's a pretty good emulator. Maybe if you guys have more experience with it, you can comment below. That sort of thing. So yeah, I tried different things. I didn't understand what to do with it. I guess you got to create a new system. Maybe give it a name. Look at all the different options that you have. That sort of thing. So I really did not know what to do with this, but the best simulators for me were Virtua NES and the other one that I was playing on, the RetroArch. Those worked for me. So we were watching From Mario to Master Race Unleash the Power Nintendo PC emulator. You've been watching with Tech Team Trunks. The whole idea behind the challenge is if I have a technical project to do, I share it here. Note the idea in the video itself could be the project. Be sure to subscribe, check your notifications, share the video, and like the video on your way out. Also, you can follow us on X, as known as Twitter. This is our handle, Tech Team Trunks. You'll find us there. You can look at me on Pauly D. And as always, you know, your support is greatly appreciated. So you can visit Linktree. The link is in the description. And thank you very much for watching. And you guys have a great day.